Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are doing the Shrine of Secrets review for the 14th of April 2021. I'm sorry if you can hear my loud ass PS4 in the background again. I still have not got around to sorting that out yet, but hopefully if I remember within the next week, the next time, it should be okay and not being a constant background noise, because I know how annoying it is. So, this is the series in Dead by Daylight, where we go over the Shrine of Secrets. There are 2 killer perks and 2 survivor perks. We go over what they do, how they work, how the perk changes your tier up, what characters they come with, and at the end I will give my thoughts on which ones you should buy with iridescent shards. The Shrine is basically here to put on different perks each week, mainly DLC perks, and it's up to you if you want to put shards on them, so you know you can get a perk without having to level up the character, you know. And I'm basically just here to kind of guide you, sort of, and kind of, not basically, well, kind of telling you, but obviously it's your choice, and this is just like my opinion on the perks and everything. I haven't been playing the game for a while, so this is to hopefully try and help you, you know, realise which ones are actually worth it and which ones you should just level the character up for, or not even, you know, worry about. So, this week is, yeah, no, not really. Not really anything to write home about, as they say. So let's get right into it. First of all, we have Deliverance, which is a Adam Francis perk, and this is probably Adam's best perk. This is sort of meta. People use this quite a lot. This is a very powerful perk, I would say. Basically, to get this perk to activate, you need to do a safe hook rescue, so rescue someone and then go 10 seconds without them going down again. Once you have done that, Deliverance will activate, and once it is activated, you will have a 100% chance of unhooking yourself during the escape attempt on the hook. Successful deliverance on the hook will trigger the broken status set for 100 seconds, a tier 2 that's 80 seconds, and tier 3 that's 60 seconds. So basically, you rescue someone, safe hook rescue, and it activates, and then as long as you do that before you get hooked for the first time, once you do get hooked for the first time, and you know you can do like the escape attempt thing, the first time, it will be a guaranteed unhooking, I guess. So basically, you can just rescue yourself on the hook. It will leave you broken for a minute, which again is a perfectly fine balance, because again that is crazy powerful. If your whole team's slugged, you know, and you've got that rescue early on, you can, you know, help the team get yourself off the hook. However, I actually ran into this the other day. If you get Deliverance to activate and then you don't get hooked till the end of the match, in like the end game collapse, and everyone else has escaped or is dead, you can't unhook yourself. It will automatically put you into second state and then will automatically kill you. I don't know why that's a thing. That's really annoying. Basically, yeah, so if you get hooked and you haven't, you know, it's your first time but you have Deliverance active, but there's no one else in the match, it doesn't allow you the chance to escape, to unhook yourself. It will just automatically kill you, basically. So that is annoying. Again, keep in mind, you will be broken for a bit, so you can't get healed for a while. Sometimes people do it too early as well. You have to probably wait for the killer to go away. Also, of course, you need to get a safe hook rescue before the first time that you're hooked. So if you are the first one to get found and you're getting chased, this perk probably won't do anything, and then will not do anything for the rest of the match. But other than that, this perk is really good. This is a great perk. This is like a second chance kind of thing. Yeah, you could combo this with DS, because DS also lasts 60 seconds, which is the same as the broken thing, but DS obviously got nerfed, and now I don't see anyone using DS at all. So, yeah, I don't know. Just keep those things in mind, but for the most part, this is a really top-notch perk, so keep that in mind. Next up we have Object of Obsession, which is a Lori perk, and sorry, I had to clear my throat. And this one is one you've probably heard of before. If you've played Killer a little bit, especially in higher ranks, you have definitely faced someone using this perk. I face objects at least 2 or 3 times a week, so yeah, I'm used to it. So basically, if you are looking in the killer's direction, your link will reveal the auras to each other. This effect applies only if you are outside the killer's tear radius. As the killer's obsession, this effect oh my god. Sorry about that, I just choked on my own sentence. As the killer's obsession, this effect applies to a maximum range of 56 meters. otherwise it applies to a maximum range of 44 meters. So at tier 2 for the first part it goes 56, 64 and then 72, and then for the 44 meter second part that goes 44, 56, 64. That part's not very important, basically the range increases basically. This perk will increase your chance of being the killer's obsession. The killer can only be obsessed with one killer survivor at a time. So I find it interesting that this perk is going on the shrine this week, considering that in the next patch it will be changed and it will be nerfed. I can't really tell you what that changes because unfortunately I'm dumb and I didn't really look at it. I think it said like for every 30 seconds you get your aura revealed for 3 seconds, and then you do gens healing and tone cleansing faster when you're getting your aura revealed. It's something like that. I will post that in the bio of this video, in the description of this video, what the updated version is, so apologies. But I find it interesting that they've brought this perk out knowing that it will be changed the next time that it comes on the shrine, so that's interesting. But basically, as of right now, you can see the killer a lot at all times unless they're undetectable, so cloaked wraith, crouched pig, cloaked ghostface, you know. It also means that they will be able to see you at the same time. So if you're using this perk, you better be decent, because the killer is probably going to go for you a lot, either because obviously it's a free chase, or if it's like me and you fucking hate objects with a passion, then you know you're gonna try and turn them out of the game. Well, not turn them out of the game, but you know, you just want to kick their ass basically. Yeah, you kind of have to be decent at chase. But also I'd say the other thing about this perk is that this is kind of like a survivor friend exclusive. There's not much of a point using this solo, because yeah, and you're just gonna get the kid on you at all times, and you know that helps your team and everything, but like it helps to be a lot more organized. So personally I think this is a perk that you have to use in a survivor friends. You know, at least one of you can use it, and you know, someone knows where the killer is at all times. That's good. But other than that, this perk, obviously it's a powerful effect to be able to see the killer at all times, but again, it will show you to them at all times. And again, except if you're in a locker or distortion, I guess, but distortion, that's going to run out very quickly. Yeah, so again, powerful effect, not very good at solo, very good with survivor friends, but this is the current version. I can't really comment on the new version because obviously that's in the PEB, and I'm on console, so I can't play the PEB. And also, yeah, I can't play with it. And I don't use objects at all as it is, so I can't comment on that. But again, I find it interesting that it is in the shrine at the moment. Interesting. Next up we have Predator, which is a Wraith perk, and this is a garbage perk. This is a garbage perk. Basically, scratch marks left by survivors will spawn slightly closer together. At tier 2, I think this literally says moderately closer together, and then tier 3 says considerably. So there's not even a statistic, it literally just says slightly, moderately, or considerably. Pardon me. Sorry about that, but I'm sure you're used to all my noises by now. Yeah, this perk isn't very good. I'm not going to stand it for too long. It does help, honestly. You will see the difference when you use this perk. And to be honest, I could use it a lot as well, because my eyesight is fucking horrible, especially on maps like Midwich and like the Yamoka ones and Ormond, where scratch marks are basically impossible to see and blended with the environment pretty much. But again, I just don't know about taking up a perk slot just to see scratch marks better. You'll be able to see scratch marks all the time on trees and stuff. Again, it does help. Having them spawn close together, you will have noticed it, and it is good, but I'm just saying, a perk slot, really? Yeah. And finally, we have Unnerving Presence, which is a Trapper teachable, and again, this one, not much to say about this one. So, survivors within your tear radius have a 10% greater chance of triggering skill checks when repairing or healing, and trigger skill checks success zones are reduced by 40%, at tier 2 that's 50%, and tier 3 that is 60%. I don't think I've ever used this perk, so I can't comment on a whole lot, but I do know that it's a tear radius perk, and we have a bunch of these. We have overwhelming and distressing and things like that, just a lot of annoying ones, colorophobia, things like that. I have played against this perk a lot, and I have to say they basically might as well not be in effect. Now, I'm not just saying that because I'm like, you know, I've been playing Survivor in this game for ages, so skill checks is second nature, but also that's the thing, like, skill checks are pretty easy to hit. You know, we hit DS skill checks all the time, and Madness Doctor skill check things, and we hit skill checks when they're going backwards and everything. So I think having them shrunk a little bit, you know, probably won't bother most people. I think the effect, 60% sounds like a decent amount, but again, that's probably the same or a little bit smaller than DS. Also, again, the other problems with overwhelming and colorophobia. If you're repairing and healing and you hit a tear radius, most likely you're going to stop healing and repairing. So then there's no skill checks or like things to trigger skill checks to fail those skill checks, you know what I mean? Finally, I'm not sure this affects the great skill check success zones, and they're pretty small as it is, but if the main skill check is smaller, then that means the great skill check will be like half of the skill check, if that makes sense. I'll probably explain that really badly, but basically the great skill check zone doesn't get affected by this, I'm pretty sure. So that means even though the main skill check is getting smaller, the great skill check success zone, you know, because it will cover most of the skill check. So then, sure, that will help the survivors, you know, and like make them get more progress on their gen or healing, you know. I just thought about that just now. Bloody hell, that's not very good, is it? Yeah, it's a weird perk. It's very weird. Yeah, I don't know what else to say really. So I'm gonna go with ones I think you should buy with shards, and I will only recommend Deliverance if you don't have it already, because again, this perk will save your ass a lot of times. This really helps if your team's in a jam, or like, you know, if someone's getting chased and the other two people are on gens, but there's a ruin so they can't leave the gen. You know, you don't want them to waste their time, so you can be like, okay, it's fine, I will just get myself off. Yeah, again, just keep in mind you're broken. Make sure the killer's, you know, a decent amount of distance away from you. God, I can't talk. Basically, just get this perk if you don't have already, because Adam has Diversion and Autodidact, which are pretty niche perks. They're like more niche memey than like ones you should genuinely run. So get this if you don't have it already. It's very worth it. Objects, don't get it because it will be getting changed soon, and again, I will post what that is in the description at some point of this video. So it will be getting changed. It's very interesting that they've put this on the shrine, because it is getting changed soon. But again, maybe if you have survived friends, but also Laurie has Decisive Strike, so you know, if you Decisive doesn't come on here any much. But again, also DS isn't even really worth it anymore, because there are so many people not using this perk now. So maybe just leave this one. Actually, yeah, I will say leave this one. I was going to kind of justify it and say get Laurie because of Decisive, but no, leave Object. And these two are just garbage. These two perks are fucking garbage, so please don't buy those. But get Deliverance. Get Deliverance. Deliverance is amazing. It's one of my main perks to use. It's so fun and it's so satisfying when it works. And there is a trophy for unhooking yourself 50 times, so it'll help towards that if you're like me and you're obsessed with things like that. Yeah, that's going to do it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Not much else to say, really. So, guys, I will see you in the next one.